Hello, it's Jim Hutchens for the Jerusalem Connection Spot Report for this week. This past week, Secretary of State John Kerry came to Washington to negotiate, supposedly, a peace process, to get that thing started again between the Israelis and the Palestinians. They were both represented here in Washington, and they got through the initial part of it all right. Seems they agreed on the terms of the discussion anyway. But I would say this, like all these other peace conferences that have taken place, regardless of what happens, nothing is going to change the Palestinian attitude. These are jihadists. They have a malicious, vicious attitude toward the Israelis, and that attitude has not changed, and it's not going to change. Their goal is the elimination, the destruction of the modern state of Israel, regardless of what comes out of this conference this time. I want to refer to an article that came out on Israel National News. That's Arut Sheva, Arut 7, and you can get it on the web. It's written by Noah Beck. He says this, 5 things. He says, no Palestinian reciprocity at the outset. These are 5 flaws of Kerry's peace process. And the first is no Palestinian reciprocity at the outset. Israel agreed to release 105 convicted terrorists just to get the Palestinians to talk peace. But Secretary of State John Kerry preferred to establish the Palestinian reciprocity is optional. No reciprocity. Secondly, no Palestinian good faith. For example, during a television program that was attended by President Mahmoud Abbas, broadcast on Palestinian television, a quote was made of the Prophet Muhammad's treaty in Hudaybiyah 86:28. Quote, in less than 2 years, based on this treaty, the Prophet returned and conquered Mecca. This is the example, it is the model. Regardless what comes up, it will be changed to destroy Israel, if that can be. Third, no religious freedom in a future Palestinian state. Palestinians insist, ironically, that peaceful coexistence means no Jewish settlers in their state, which by definition defines them as an apartheid state, as all Muslim countries are. If you don't think they're apartheid, try to build a church there. Try to conduct Christian religious services in a Muslim state. Number 4, no Palestinian mandate to negotiate peace. There are about 2.1 million Palestinian Arabs in the West Bank and 1.7 in Gaza, but Hamas-ruled Gaza vehemently opposes peace negotiation and denies Israel's right to exist. So half of the Palestinians say absolutely not. There'll be even no negotiations. Finally, number 5, transferring the West Bank could be Israel's geostrategic undoing. In 2005, there were 10,000 Israelis that came out of Gaza. This was supposed to be a good faith effort toward the Palestinians. Since then, Hamas is controlled, and they're lobbing in rockets and missiles, have been ever since 2005. They're talking about 250 Israelis coming out of the West Bank, former Judea and Samaria. If that happens, it would be a colossal, monumental catastrophe. Question is, why are these people doing this? Why is our State Department, why has the last several administrations sought to have peace, and they've sought it with such diligent pursuit? Well, I think they want the feather in their cap, number 1. I think that's really important, that they want to be the ones that bring this peace agreement about. But secondly, and I think this is more important, they are doing, whether consciously or unconscious, they are attempting to do, I should say, only what God can do. They're attempting to do what only God can do. There has been dissension, hostility between the sons of Isaac and the descendants of Ishmael ever since they were born, thousands of years. It's not going to change until the Prince of Peace comes. It reminds me, actually, of one that Isaiah refers to in Isaiah 14. You'll note this. He refers to one who said, "You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of the sacred mountain. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High." Is that not what this process is? Making themselves like the Most High? Let me give you Jeremiah's verdict of this. Jeremiah 6, and also Jeremiah 8. Jeremiah 6, verse 13. From the least to the greatest, all are greedy for gain. Prophets and priests alike, all practice deceit. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. Peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace. Then listen to this. Are they ashamed of their loathsome conduct? Do they have no shame at all? Listen to this. They do not even know how to blush. I would say that's the verdict on these peace efforts, at least from God. Peace, peace. But there is no peace. And they don't even know how to blush about it. Peace, peace, there is no peace, and there will be no peace until the Prince of Peace comes. Hallelujah. Till next week, Od Ki Yavo Shiloh, or until Messiah comes, Shalom Aleichem.